안녕하세요.
Hello.
Do you do it?
That's right, there are 3 of us on Rocket Stove Row today because of what Doug has in this cooler. What's in the cooler, Doug?
Well, today we have some brats fresh from Wisconsin, Lake Geneva Country Meats to be exact.
Haha, yes. So I kind of felt like last week's video about the grill on the rocket stove ended a bit anticlimactically. I guess this rain isn't gonna stop. It was dark, it was raining. The steak turned out great, but I wanted to give it another test and to try it out with a little bit better weather. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna grill some brats on the rocket stove with the heat sink grill. And today I'm actually gonna move it over to the firebrick rocket stove. Let's get started. By the way, that's my friend Doug Hefner, friend and son Trevor, who you all know. If you watched last week's video, you remember that the bottom of the grill has this smoker port. And so we're actually gonna load that up with some hickory pellets. These are smoker pellets and they should add some flavor to our bratwurst. Although these things are gonna be packed with flavor already. All right, so Trevor's got the smoke port filled up, and now I'm gonna hit the top of the grill with a little bit of olive oil just to kind of clean off a little bit of residue, but I don't want to clean off any of the glazing. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the sides of this as well, just because that glaze will be my rust protection, in addition to flavor enhancer. All right, it's fired up. Got my fire built here. I went ahead and used my oil-soaked paper towel to hopefully be the fire starter for this. And my blowtorch is still in the house, so I'm gonna use a match. It's about to blow on the fire, but it doesn't need it. Makes a difference when the firewood is dry. While this is starting up, I'm gonna quickly prep here some more wood for this burn. Normally I do that before I get started. Forgot. Thankfully I got extra hands on deck today, which will make it easier. Thank you, Doug.
Absolutely.
So we're going for stuff that's about, yeah, that's the max width.
Max size,
so
yeah,
that size, but what you've got is perfect. So I know someone last week was asking about how much firewood was used to fire that steak, and so we'll give you a good idea of what we're working with today. You can hear the rocket going. This thing is drafting nicely. Yeah, and I know this is a hybrid rocket stove. It's not 100% true to rocket stove design, but it's using some of the main principles, which are airflow, elevating the fuel, a combustion zone, and these fire bricks by nature are insulated. So Doug, one of the reasons a rocket stove is called a rocket stove is because it makes kind of a roar when the airflow is rushing in there. So you can hear kind of the rumble.
I can hear it.
We'll let the grill warm up a little bit, because since the grill doesn't go through, it's just a heat sink. Yeah. So the fire's gonna come around the sides, so we want to make sure our grill is nice and hot.
Gotcha.
All right, so I probably wanna have about 3 times that amount of firewood. And we wanna go, pretty much the biggest stuff we got. So the small stuff we'll keep for
later.
The next start. Another handful from each of us ought to do it.
Perfect.
All right, so I think that's probably a good stash to start with. Well, I think that'll be enough for cooking what we're gonna do, 6 brats.
Yep.
So one other thing I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna use my thermal camera to see how the grill top is heating. So this is my Seek thermal camera, and you can tell by the connector that it goes right here on the end of my phone. And that's gonna let me get some thermal imagery. If you're curious about that, I'll put a link to it in the description below. All right, so I got my thermal camera going here. Switch over to that feed. So you can see that the ambient temperature here today is 68 degrees Fahrenheit. I know that's not fair, especially to all my northern friends. Our firebox temperature is running at 626 degrees Fahrenheit, especially in the hot part of that fire. And then up here on the grill, the white hot parts of the grill are about 311, 310 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a little cooler in the middle. We'll let that heat spread. So we're about, almost 300 degrees here in the middle. A little 10 degrees warmer out here where the fire is kind of touching that edge as it rolls out the side of the grill. You can see Doug's hot dude also coming in at 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Doug, you think it's time to get some brats on the rocket stove?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Garlic parm in the back. Yep. We'll get the jalapeno in the middle. Portobello and Swiss, and cheddar and green pepper. And we easily get 4 on the grill. Perfectly.
So what are those flavors again, Doug?
So we've got, in the back, we've got garlic parmesan. Third to the back is taco, a little jalapeno and cheddar. Portobello mushroom and Swiss. And the front is my personal favorite, the original, the cheddar and green pepper.
Trevor's heading inside because he's got one more test online today. Good luck, son.
Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll bring you a brat.
Yes.
All right, so Doug's cooking the brats up top here. I'm gonna be making sure the fire stays hot. Getting good sear on it.
Yep, pretty good. I could use a little more, but that's fine.
Background noise is provided by the demolition crew across the street. Sorry, y'all. It's just reality, what's going down right now. Again, with the grill being sealed, it's not letting any of that fire through, because we don't want to blast the brats or a steak or a burger or whatever cooking on the grill. We don't want to blast that with the direct heat. So we're capturing that heat and spreading it out in that heat sink.
Let me see here. There we go. Yeah. I'm gonna let them sit on that side a little more. Yeah. Look to be cooking evenly as well.
I'll hear that. Food, good food sounds good too.
It does. It does.
Falling down on my job here. Grab some of those little ones, like when the fire gets low like that, you can put some little ones in, and that'll get it going again.
Alrighty.
Because one important factor here is airflow. We want air moving through that fire, which is why we elevate the fuel on this grate.
Okay.
So the more the air's moving through, the more the fuel is being consumed. So smoke is just unburnt fuel.
Smoke is just unused.
So we have sort of primary combustion happening down here in the firebox. Okay. But then because we've got this riser here sealed, that's acting as sort of a secondary combustion. Because of the airflow we're bringing in, extra oxygen allows for extra oxidation. So we're burning more of the fuel in that space. So we'll get a little bit of smoke out of the top when we put in fresh firewood, but normally it's a smokeless fire. Ah, the train's here. That's a regular mainstay on the channel. People are used to hearing the train. Love the train.
Oh man, these are looking great. Look
I
at
think they're
that.
gonna stop the
Look at
train and get some bratwurst.
Wow. Yeah, these are looking great.
They're putting in their bratwurst order by train signal. We're adding to our firewood pile here a little bit. It is going through wood a little faster than I expected. But so for those of you keeping track, we've probably used 3 times more of this amount.
This wood is very dry too, so.
That's probably a factor, definitely. All right, Doug, are they ready?
I think they are. They're looking pretty ready.
Pull them off.
All right. So we got that cheddar and green pepper first, looking great. Cheddar's coming out there, just a tiny bit, of course. That's how you know it's cooked to perfection. The mushroom Swiss. Our jalapeno, yeah, cheddar, looking beautiful. And last but certainly not least, the garlic parmesan there. Beautiful. Those are 4 great rocket cooked brats there.
All right, well, we've got the fire going and the grill's still hot. Doug's gonna toss on this other 2.
Let's get them on.
The taco.
And then a garlic parm. If you're ever in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, stop by the Lake Geneva Country Meats there. It's a great butcher. They got buffalo, a little bit deer meat always, a little bit everything.
So let me remind you, we're in Georgia, and that's why it's almost 70 degrees here in the middle of December. But Doug went home for Thanksgiving and took 2 empty coolers in order to bring back some serious Midwest food. And like a good friend, he's sharing that with me. So thanks, brother.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna have to arm wrestle you for the parm.
That sounds good.
So we're gonna treat these bratwurst like they're supposed to be, with just mustard and a little artisanal organic sauerkraut. All right, Doug, you're
All right.
first. Go for it.
Grab the taco one. I actually have not tried that one yet. Let's see, I'm gonna throw mustard on first.
Nice.
And we've got ourselves a great brat. Yeah, that's delicious. Wow. Perfect.
All right, so I'm feeding the last of that wood to the fire. Finish out these last 2. A little smoky here on the start. We were enamored with the brats, let the fire go out, but got some small sticks in there, and the coal should reignite that here in a second. Even though we let the fire die down, that grill's holding a lot of heat. So we can keep cooking these brats. We got the fire going again, it'll soak that heat up. All right, so I grabbed a garlic parm, mustard that on that. I'm gonna add some sauerkraut. One of the things my mom made when I was growing up was Reuben sandwiches. So we had Russian dressing, sauerkraut. I grew up learning to love sauerkraut. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for sharing the good stuff, man.
Absolutely.
Legit.
Absolutely. Like you're back in Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Or Wisconsin. Midwest.
I went to college in Illinois, so it's nice to have a little taste of the Midwest down here in Georgia, minus the Midwest winter.
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna fix one up for Trevor. He wanted a garlic parm as well. A special thanks to my patrons for helping make these videos possible. And welcome to Dan Zuckerman, my latest patron. Thank you, Dan, for the support. If you wanna join me over on Patreon for some extra short form content and a Discord server for chat, you can check out the link in the description below. As always, my mission here at Green Shorts is to help you see green so you can be green, and save a little green by doing it yourself. Thanks so much for watching. For all the great comments and suggestions, thank you for the brats.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next Saturday. All right, kiddo, there's yours. Garlic parm, What do you think?
It's really good. I can taste both of the flavors. I like the texture of it as well. It's good.
Is there a soggy bottom?
No. No soggy bottom.